Hello everyone, welcome to YouTube Tuesday with me, Jessica Brigden of JessBCreativeCardiology. It is a beautiful fall day here in central New York. Got the doors open, all the windows open. It is almost 80 degrees here at the end of October. This is unheard of, but I love it. The leaves were at peak this weekend. They're still, the ones that are hanging on, still pretty colorful. It is gorgeous outside. You can see, move over here, a little bit out my slider there. It's so pretty outside. I can't wait to get out there and take a walk again this afternoon. So today's card is inspired by that, by the beautiful changing leaves. Hence, I'm going to be using the Changing Leaves bundle. This is a stamp set with dies and a 3D embossing folder. That means it's an extra deep impression embossing folder. This is an online exclusive bundle here, and it's been so popular that since its release on September 1st, most of that time it has been out of stock and unavailable, but it is back in stock. All right, so if you were able to snag it before, that's awesome. If not, now is your opportunity. But beautiful, beautiful stamps, some great sentiments, and this embossing folder is phenomenal. And I saw just this really beautiful card sketch. Simple, I'm going to share that with you today. I thought that would be perfect for today's project. Sometimes we just need to be told the measurements, right? And just cut and have things be like minimal thinking, right? So two colors I'm using today. I'm going to be using one of my favorites, these aqua greens. This is Pretty Peacock. I'm going to compare that with some of the Oxidized Copper Designer Series paper. You'll also find this in the online store. It is a 12 by 12 pack. You get 4 sheets to each of the 2 designs. So you have the Oxidized Copper with the Pretty Peacock and this foil design, and then the other pattern, which it looks like I've used most of that up out of this pack. The other pattern is strictly the oxidized color. It does not have the Pretty Peacock in it. Okay, so you get 4 12 by 12 sheets in a pack. All right, you'll also find those online. So that's what I'm using. Pretty Peacock, the Oxidized Copper Designer Series paper, some basic white, and the Changing Leaves bundle. So just a really quick, simple card. I hope you like it. So let's get crafting, okay? If you are there joining me, be sure to say hi. Thanks so much for popping in. And if you are watching along on your lunch break, I appreciate you being here with me and spending your time. Okay, so there's a little better view here so you can see these items. The Changing Leaves stamp set. Now the dies. The dies are kind of interesting because you can actually use the die. So it's not just a 3D folder, it's actually a hybrid folder, meaning the dies actually fit right in the folder as well. So you can actually not only emboss, but you can cut and emboss with one pass through your die cut machine, which is pretty cool, okay? I'm not gonna use that today. I have done that on a previous video. Today we are just keeping it clean and simple. So I'm really not using any of the extra elements today. I'm just gonna be using the dies here, okay? All right, and I need to find my stamps because they are somewhere else. All right, like I said, working with some Pretty Peacock. I do have my host code here. We have just a few days left in October and all of the fun promotions. We've got the kits collection on sale for 30% off. We have the bonus $30 of free product with the starter kit. So you can get $155 of product for just $99. All right, free shipping, and you do pay tax if that is applicable in your state. All right, but for shopping, my host code is Q7D2F9CB. All right, again, I am not paid for these videos. I do support myself by means of the sale of the products that I show. Your orders really do count, okay? So like I said, Pretty Peacock here, some oxidized copper, and then I've got some basic white cut. So what we are going to do, find my bone folder here so I can give our paper a good score. All right, so just a half sheet of Pretty Peacock, and look, my nails even match. I went fall. We attended an event, a conference over the weekend, and so, well, let's just say I did peel and stick. I did not get my nails done, but it looks like it. I did peel and stick. All right, so 5.5 by 8.5 here, folding in the middle at 4 1/4, and giving that a nice score. Okay, now I did cut my layer of basic white for the inside. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and stick that in here before I forget. I have to do that at the beginning, otherwise I get carried away with my projects and don't ever remember to do that, okay? But it is important, especially when you're working with dark color cardstock, so that you've got a nice place to write your message, okay? Hi Karen, hello, hello. Okay, so this next part, this layer is, usually I cut 1/4 inch smaller. This one is half, so this is actually 3 3/4. Okay, so this is a 1/2 inch smaller than my card front. So 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. Did I do that right? No, 3.5, excuse me. So it's 3/4, 3.5 by 4 3/4, 3.5 by 4 3/4. And I thought this layer would be fun to kind of dress this up because we're just doing 2 colors, right? So it is very simple, but this embossing folder is stunning, okay? And it is one of the, let's see, the measurements are 6 by 6 1/4. So you can emboss a pretty good sized piece of paper here, but I've just stuck this on the inside. You could use any portion of the leaves that you like. All right, but I thought we'd run that through there. Now with this, if you're using your cut and emboss machine or your Big Shot, you just want your base with no tabs, okay? So just your base number 1. All right, you're gonna put your embossing folder on here because this is one of the thicker folders, all right? And then you are going to use your specialty plate, or in the case of the cotton emboss, it's the gray plate number 4, okay? So just your base and number 4. Run that through your cotton emboss machine, and then when you take that out, check out that gorgeous impression. Okay, look how deep that is. You could use either side, but it's so pretty. Okay, even just doing that in white, it's just beautiful. Okay, so we've got just the basic white designer paper, mounting that on the front here. Okay, and then when it comes to this little piece of the oxidized copper, like I said, it comes in 12 by 12 sheets, and you have just the kind of the copper here, or you have it with the oxidization. All right, with the Pretty Peacock showing through. All right, you get two 12 by 12 sheets of each pattern for a total of 4 there. All right, but we just want a little piece, so 1 3/4 by 4 1/4, just enough to stretch across the center of the card. That's all. All right, just a little piece of the designer paper. So a little goes a long ways here. All right, just pop in this. It is going from edge to edge. Now, if you didn't want it to do that, you could do it by 4, and then it would just come a little bit, not quite as wide, okay? All right, so our next layer here, again, some basic white, and this one is going to be 2.5. Okay, just checking on my grid here, 2.5 by 3 3/4. All right, just a little bit here in the center. Okay, you could probably layer this on another piece of Pretty Peacock to make it pop. Maybe we'll see how it goes and check that, and then we'll do some stamping here, and a sentiment. So let me put that here. Let you guys, oh, my light is kind of, let's see, adjust the light a little bit. Okay, so you can read the sentiments. We have, you are amazing in every single way. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, here for you. And a little note to brighten your day. Ooh, I kind of like that. All right, so we're gonna pick a sentiment and a stamp to go here on our basic white layer. So you guys let me know, and I've gotta find, I had my stamps lined up on my stamp apparatus. Now I have to find where I put it. So, good news is I knew approximately where it was. All right, so I had left them on my stamp apparatus from a previous project. I do not need them on there for this today. Let's see here. Have you guys determined which sentiment and which stamp we should use? All right, so I'm thinking one of these two smaller stamps because I can't quite fit the bigger one on there with a sentiment at the same time. But I really do like this one that says, a little note to brighten your day. Hi, Nessa. Hello, hello. How is the weather in the UK? It is so beautiful here. It is like summertime. Absolutely loving it after our conference on Saturday because it was so beautiful on Sunday. David and I drove around. We went to a couple of the state parks in the area, saw some beautiful waterfalls along with the gorgeous leaves. So it was really nice just to spend the whole day outside. And then yesterday too, it's been so nice to have just to air out the house, right? I mean, I know we're in autumn, just coming off of fall, but we we did have some cold, rainy weather, and I did have the the heater running, and things just got so dry, and I hate that closed in smell and feeling. So I really do enjoy being able to have the windows open and just a little breeze flowing through the house. It just makes everything feel better. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp this now. Which one do I want to use? That one is so pretty. Kind of like that. This is kind of neat too, because this one is kind of takes up more of the space, not as much white space. I think I like that. Just a little bit different there. So we'll get this inked up. And just a single color, pretty peacock. Make sure that your ink is extending to all of the edges of your stamp there. Okay, so that we can get a nice, clean, crisp stamped image. Okay, press firm, gently peel that up. Oh, so pretty. Okay, and then we're ready to just pop this right on the front. Now I almost feel like that's blending in a little too much, so I might add, let's see, 2.5 by 3 3/4. So I need 2 3/4 by 4 if I want to do a layer of pretty peacock there. So you guys let me know, do you like it just plain white there, or should I pop it up? Okay, you let me know what you think. I'm gonna cut a piece and we can take a look at that. Okay, all right, so this is the plain, and this is with it popped up. I just did 1/4 inch bigger. Yeah, I think that gives it a much more finished look, don't you think? Okay, ooh, ink the edges. That's a good idea, Sharon. That's kind of fun. All right, let me see. I do have some daubers here. Make sure I've got one that's ready for some pretty peacock ink. It's a different shade of green. I could ink the edges, so let's try that, and then we could still mount it too. So just gently add a little hue to the edges here. All right, so you'll notice I only daubed my little dauber into the ink once, and that is plenty of ink on here. And you just kind of push it away from you. Okay. So that does look pretty cool, but I still don't know that it's enough contrast. What do you guys think? Now that the edges are inked, do you like it on its own or with the Pretty Peacock layer? Okay, Karen agrees, still needs the layer. Okay, so we'll do that. Add that on here. And then I'm gonna pop this one up with some dimensionals. Yes, isn't the ink, you do like that too, like the ink coming up above the edges. Nice idea, thank you, Sharon. So I love it when we all get together to craft, we come up with some pretty cool stuff. All right, so let's put some dimensionals. I'm using up a sheet here, so I'm one of those, don't throw it away when you're still sticky on there. So we'll use up all of these little bits and then put that piece in the middle. Okay. There we go. All right, right there. Boy, isn't that pretty? Just as it is. Super fun. Boy, you really don't need, I like the simple elegance of it and the crispness of the Pretty Peacock there. Super fun. Yeah, still needs the layer. Yep. Yeah, what do you guys think? I think that was really pretty. I really like that. I feel like maybe we should do another one. Okay. Because I still have a little bit of cardstock out here, but maybe we should do it with the other color. Let's see here. Ooh, that works. Okay, so I do have some of the copper clay. Let me see if I've got, I might have to grab my copper clay ink pad, but we could do a variation here with copper clay as the card base because it's just pretty. Simple and pretty. Okay. Again, do your layer for the inside, 4 by 5 1/4. Just tack that in there. And actually, we've got our stamps. I haven't cleaned them yet. You could stamp on the inside too. That would be kind of pretty. I could do it. What do you guys think? Should I stamp? Yeah, I think I should. It just gives it a nice finished look. Maybe we'll use the maple leaf with the copper. Okay. There you go. I like that. Yes. Don't you love fall colors this year? They are so stunning, so vibrant. I don't know if it's just because the weather has been nice that I'm appreciating it more or or what, but it definitely seems like we've had some brighter range of colors. Okay, so that's pretty. So that one is finished. Now this one, I have the middle layer. Again, this is 3.5 by 4 3/4. And we are going to emboss this, okay, with our leaves. Again, anywhere you want to put it is fine, okay? And if you are one of those that you need to make sure everything is like lined up perfectly straight, Stampin' Up! Includes a little line on the front of the folder that helps you line things up straight, okay? Handy little tip there. Okay, so again, just your base. with the specialty plate. A little louder snap there. There we go, so pretty. All right, we'll layer this one right on the front. Okay. Now I'm going to use just the copper pattern. So again, I'm going to cut this down to 1 3/4 by 4. Okay, so I'm going to cut a 4-inch strip first, and then cut that to 1 3/4. There we go. Place this across the center. Oh, I cut it to 4, okay? So I think on this one I went edge to edge, which was 4 1/4. But on this one I did 4. Hi, Janelle, how are you? Enjoying this beautiful weather? Okay, now for the copper, let's see here. I wanna use the sleeve. I had another piece there, and what did I do? I'm trying to remember my measurements there. Okay, so my layer was 2 3/4 by 4. Okay, so my white layer was 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. So 2 1/2 by 3 3/4 there. So we are going to, I'm going to clean this so I can reuse my block. That's what we'll do first. Okay. Got my scrub and my Stampin'. That is still my go-to. I mean, I love my chamois, but I still love my Stampin' scrub and my mist. And that way I feel like my hands don't get quite as inky. Okay, so peel this one off. Put my maple leaf on. Okay, and then we need a sentiment. So you guys decide, whoops, let's put the sentiments where you can read them. Okay, you guys decide on the sentiment, and I'm gonna grab my copper clay ink. Okay, I got my copper clay ink, and I had to grab, thankfully I had a new package of cardstock, because when I was preparing for my Nests of Winter retreat there, I must have used all of my copper clay cardstock. So let me cut a layer of this. Okay, so, all right, and this needs to be by 4, 2 3/4 by 4. There we go. Yes, okay. So the colored layer here is 2 3/4 by 4. All right, so let me read your comments. Hi, Luann. Hello, hello. Hi, Becky. Thank you for sharing. I really do appreciate that. Yes, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, thank you, Luann. I hope my project looks good on the big screen there. Okay, so how, I still love that little note to brighten your day, but how about a thank you card? How about we do that? We'll just use a nice simple thanks. I always need several of those too. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab my thank you. I'm using copper clay, so it works out good that we have this coordinating cardstock and ink color for that goes with our oxidized copper so well. All right, so this one, I didn't put my sentiment quite as far down because the maple stamp isn't quite as large. Okay. And this pad is super juicy. Okay, Janelle, is it gonna bother you if I put my stamp on a little crooked? Do I need to put it on totally straight? Okay, I'll give you a chance to answer. I am, however, going to stamp it on the inside of my card, and I will put it at an angle there, okay? All right, so there's my leaf for the inside, so pretty. Now, okay, can I do it angled, or do you want me to do it straight up? Okay, so I stamp, oh, and the envelope. Okay, where are my envelopes here? Good idea. Okay, we're getting inky. No, say no to naked envelopes. That's right. Okay, so I'm gonna do the front of the envelope here too, because that's pretty. Could even do the back, but I kind of like it on the front. Okay, so, oh, Polly and Sharon say the leaf should be stamped at an angle. Okay, I agree. Oh, I like it. It's so pretty. I do like that. Who would have thought, you know, it's just one of those colors, but boy, it's so pretty. Okay, and should we ink the edges a little bit here too? Let me see, I think I've got a dauber that's not too inky. We could add just a little daubing. Again, just very light, especially if your ink pad is juicy like mine. We just want a hint of color on the edge. Okay, all right, just a little bit. Actually, I thought of something else too while I was doing that with the sponge dauber, we could actually add some color to our leaves. That might be pretty cool. All right, let me see. I've got, before I glue that down, my dauber's got a few little sponge threads. Oh well. So let me show you what that would look like before I glue that down, because I could still, oops, see, they're press on. Sorry, guys. Oh, dear. All right, so if you are daubing, all right, we already inked this. It's super juicy. Just gently, okay, because if you daub too much, you're going to end up, did you see that? If you just go straight, you're going to end up with a circle. You don't want to do that. So with this, oops, okay, we'll hold that out. You want to just gently brush on the color. How cool is that? Like that's a cool thing too. So I don't know that I'm going to change this one, but that's just something else you could do. I thought about it, but I don't think I want the little lines. The other option, and actually let me move this a little bit. I'm going to flip this over so that I have something underneath my paper to protect my surface. The other option is you could actually take your whole ink pad. You're not going to smush it, okay? You're going to just gently place it and just pull that along. And that does a cool thing too, all right? That adds some cool color to it. That's something neat you can do with the ink pads and these neat embossing folders. All right, so just a couple extra tips, okay? Things to try, all right? Have fun playing around with, okay? But we'll stick to our original here and just go ahead and pop this up. Okay. Looks like that'll do it for my dimensionals here for this pack. Isn't it satisfying when you finish a whole sheet of dimensionals? Does anybody else feel like that? It feels like so satisfying, and then you can open a fresh new pack. I love that. Okay. And I'm gonna try not to get ink everywhere. Oh, that could have come from my finger. Okay. Oh, I just got one little bit on my card, but that's what embellishments are for, right? We'll find some. I had some cool ones. The new, oh, there's a paper towel hidden under my stuff. All right, that'll help. I had some cool new embellishments that were part of this whole changing leaves kind of release. They came in white and copper, just like a little cross hatch on them, which was pretty cool. Just a little like plaid. And oh, I have no idea. My craft room is such a disaster. All right, so I think I'm gonna leave this and add my embellishments later. Okay, we'll just soak up some of that. But I will be putting an embellishment there. Could actually even put could always put like a leaf or something there. All right, so mistakes are just opportunities for embellishment. Yeah, you could always do something. I don't know. I think just a little embellishment there would fix that. And then I could put one up here. So do 1, 2, and like 3. That's what I will do when I find my embellishments. But for now, I think that works pretty good. I like the idea. So we've got our beautiful stamp on the inside. That's evil, yes, sorry. We got our stamp on the inside. We have our stamp on the envelopes. Oh, so is it evil? Yes, Janelle's finally commenting. Janelle likes everything perpendicular, straight. Just hold your card like this, Janelle, and then it is straight. All right, yes, I will find my embellishments. I will finish that off, but you get the idea. Oh, goodness. Well, I hope this gives you a couple ideas of how you could use the Changing Leaves bundle here. A beautiful embossing folder. We even have the other 3D folder that is still available. You might have this in your collection. This one is called the Leaf Fall 3D, and it has more of a mix of smaller leaves. So you could do the same technique with this as a background and any of the leaf stamps that we have, right? This one too. This one was kind of what came out last year, but it's all still current. This is Leaf Fall 3D with the autumn leaves. You've got some different sentiments here, as well as some larger stamps. You could do kind of a two-tone on that. All right, so use what you have, but I hope you enjoy these fabulous fun and fabulous cards. Keep it simple, right? Just a pretty touch. That oxidized copper paper really is the coolest thing. It's just a little bit of shimmer to it. Love that. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Happy stamping. Enjoy the beautiful weather. I hope it's nice wherever you are. And I look forward to stamping with you on Friday. All right, right here at JessBCreativeCardiology at 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.